have y'all seen this technology yet? It's crazy. So this thing scans your body, scans your face, and it shows you your flight information, but no one else can read your flight information, only you. Check this out, y'all. This is crazy. It's pretty scary. Look at this.
Delta's parallel reality experience. That's what happens when you walk through here and go up to that gate. It scans your face. When you look up there, you'll get your flight info, but only from your point of view.
I can't see it.
You can't see it?
No. That's so cool.
It has to be the phone.
Yeah.
No, that's my info.
Are you able to read his stuff up there at all or no?
Well, what else could they really be using this for? Psst, man, I don't even know, but I'm sure we're gonna find out in 2030.
I can see a picture.
So did y'all see that? He walks through a portal, it scans him, and only he can see what his information says. So is this a form of like facial recognition? Like, how does it know what face to match up the correct information? Like, that's weird, y'all. So you telling me that they have this type of technology at the airport? This is in Detroit, by the way, y'all. I mean, y'all saw the camera. That couldn't even pick up on the information. It seemed like the pixels, it was distorted and all that. And the lady said she could only see a plane. So y'all noticing the theme as of late, right? That's more things that have to do with portals entering into our world now. And like I said, this is only going to get a lot more interesting.
And you said being on that boat made you feel like you had hair. That's why you was sitting between Diddy's legs, because he was braiding your hair. You said that.
I said nothing about, I ain't even have no hair. Okay, let me get my thoughts together. I did not have hair to braid. So I know when you look at
on the Breakfast Club, when you drank Ciroc, you said you didn't know what was in the rock. That's how it starts. And you said you drank the Ciroc, and you said it made you like you had hair. That's what you said.
I said, first off, the Ciroc we speak of, it ain't even out in these streets. It's called Ciroc 10. And it was an exclusive line that nobody had. So it's safe to say, did I punish the bottle? Yes. Did I drink a little bit more?
Donnell, why you sound like you fighting for your life? We don't care if you slept with Diddy. Did you sleep with children or not? This is a lot of stuttering for you not to have did nothing, bro.
Everybody on the boat? Yes. Was I having a good time?
And it made you feel like you had hair. Point where you sat between Diddy's legs and he pretended to braid your hair. I didn't make this up, Donnell. Picture says 1,000 words.
The one word, it don't say 1,000 words. First off, you gotta, when you look,
1,000 words,
when you look
500 of those words are take that.
Imagine 1964 cartoon right in our faces.
Pretty sneaky. But I gotta show the little egghead I still got a couple of Indian tricks up my sleeve. Boy, hey boy, put that book down and keep your eyeballs peeled, cause I'm about to show you the ancient Indian art of rainmaking. Now then, boy, we'll see how much you learn. Let's see you brew up a storm. Yeah. What you doing there, son? Well, where's your storm? I can't wait all day. Some storm. Where's the thunder and lightning? I had to ask.
I had already released a video with the Tennessee Tuxedo cartoon. Remember the penguin with the walrus dude? I remember seeing that when I was like a kid or something like that, where they had the whole weather machine. And yeah, man, I mean, I put up a short a little while ago with President Kennedy talking about, I propose that we're gonna do this and we're gonna do that and we are gonna do it. And that was in 1961.
The FBI is in crypto and they're watching everything you do. A few days ago, the FBI used a fake AI fund coin to nab fraudsters. The FBI's next fund AI coin was used to catch alleged market manipulators, but the crypto community may have confused it with another coin. The FBI reached out to potential influencers and said that it needed help marketing. And the influencers, they're actually being called scammers in this article. They offered to help promote The FBI said that they wanted to fool investors into believing that the coin was more popular than it actually was. So basically, these influencers got scanned by the FBI, and they all got indicted for promoting this coin. I honestly think that's kind of messed up for the FBI to do that, because right now there's no regulation for crypto. As you can see here, the FBI set them up. The scammers offered to help with the fraud, and the agency used the evidence collected during this process to get an indictment against them. This is the first time the FBI has admitted to creating a cryptocurrency as part of its investigations, and the first time it has charged a crypto market maker with price manipulation. And we see time and time again how many cryptos out there that use a market maker, etc., etc. And this is the first time that the FBI set up some influencers. That's crazy. Be very careful with what coins you're buying and who you're listening to. It's going to get crazier out there as time goes forward.
As time goes forward, the FBI is listening to, the FBI been listening to everybody. As time goes forward, it's going to get worser.
So guys, it's Columbus Day, and I want to take 1 minute to acknowledge just how dumb the story of Columbus sounds. So we're told Christopher Columbus sailed the ocean blue in 1492, and he was looking for a better trade route to get to India. And him, being one of the first globers, realized going the opposite way would not mean falling off the edge of the earth. But at the same time, why would he ever assume that going the opposite way would be faster anyways? Now just imagine if he was right. If the Americas were not there and he could sail directly to India, that would mean the Atlantic and the Pacific Ocean would be combined.
Ava Mendez is getting absolutely dragged in her comment section right now after making this Instagram post. What was the post about, you might ask? Well, it's pretty simple. She was calling on Kellogg to remove harmful artificial food dyes from the cereals sold in the United States.
Ava, now you know, they not gonna stop poisoning the American people, cause you told them to. Take your pretty ass on back to Miami, girl. Go ahead now. Ava Mendez, bless her heart.
She was citing a food blogger named Vani Hari, also known as the Food Babe, who pointed out that the US version of Fruit Loops has a bunch of artificial food coloring in it, red 40, yellow 5, blue 1, yellow 6, yada yada, whereas the Canadian version doesn't have those artificial food dyes in it. They use other things to color the Fruit Loops, such as, you can see here, concentrated carrot juice, watermelon juice, blueberry juice, so much more, I would say, natural food coloring ingredients. Perfectly reasonable, I think, to question why Kellogg's is selling the most toxic version of the same product in America, but not in other countries. But this triggered quite the backlash in our comment section with a bunch of people, namely nutritionists and PhDs and quote-unquote experts, saying that the Food Babe is not a legitimate source, that she's spreading tons of misinformation. So I looked into this a little bit, and there's something you should know about these experts. For example, Dr. Andrea Love. She says, "Hi, Ava Mendez. These ingredients aren't banned whatsoever, and they have been deemed safe across the entire planet. The Food Babe is not a credible source of information on these topics at all." Well, this is Dr. Andrea Love. She's got all the right credentials. She's an immunologist, microbiologist, decades and decades of experience in training and clinical research, yada yada. But she's also, if you can see here, a columnist for a nonprofit called the Genetic Literacy Project. If you do a little bit of digging, the Genetic Literacy Project has been outed as a PR front for Monsanto, Bayer, and the chemical industry. This is their IRS Form 990, where they have to disclose where they get all their money from. You can see here at the top of the list, number one, biggest contributor, $100,000, Bayer. A little bit of conflict of interest there, eh? Well, let's talk about this lady, Danielle Shine. She is a registered dietitian. She says that, unfortunately, Ava, you've been misled. The Food Babe is not a qualified food nutrition professional. She lacks crucial food, nutrition, and health science knowledge. Without this foundation, everything can appear to be a threat to health, which simply isn't true. Well, something that is definitely true is that, according to the Washington Post, the food industry actually pays these influencer dietitians to shape your eating habits. They say that registered dietitians are being paid to post videos that promote diet soda, sugar, supplements on Instagram and TikTok. And another fact we know to be 100% true, unfortunately sort of an inconvenient truth, is that the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics has a record of quid pro quo with a range of food giants, with money being tracked flowing from big food into the hands of these nutritionists and dietitians. And guess which company just happens to be one of the highest contributors of the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics? Of course, Kellogg's. And so now you see how all these experts work, right? It's pay for play. They can cry misinformation all they want, but the receipts, They don't lie.
I mean, I was never saying Ava Mendez was wrong. They're discrediting clothed people. You know, Ava?
It's a Hail Mary pass, considering that we did vote him in based off of identity politics. And I'm not saying that all is bad, because he did do some things that I didn't necessarily disagree with that Trump absolutely did better than him. But at the same time, I felt that it was incredibly disrespectful, because he's making the assumption that we're not educated enough to lead our families, to look at the policies, to understand exactly what's going on with immigration. And we're supposed to overlook everything that they did over the last 3.5 years that was not in our favor. And when I say our, I'm talking about the American people, let alone men, let alone black men. And we're supposed to vote for her because of some misogynistic reason that's made up. And instead, we've learned how to educate ourselves, and now they've sent their Messiah back to rein us in and bring us back into the Democratic plantation. And most men that I've spoken with have said that it's absolutely disrespectful, and we're done with Obama. They took the same blueprint that got Obama elected, and he was a first for us, right? So our grandparents and our parents and things like that wanted to see this happen. But they were largely voting out of ignorance and voluntary ignorance, because they only wanted that identity politics in order to push him through into the presidency. But admittedly, where he was charismatic, she isn't. And so we can see through her. She's a chameleon. When they unleashed her and they allowed for her to be able to take reporters' questions and things like that, it showed that she was completely incompetent. And frankly, not only do we feel disrespected, but I'm uncomfortable with Obama standing in front of us trying to scold us and then divert our attention away from the things that's really meaningful, especially for our families. I'm not comfortable with him. I don't want to hear any more messages of hope. I don't want to hear any more messages of joy. I can feel it with my pocketbooks. My friends can feel it with their pocketbooks. And we're ready for him to get out of our way.
They say the first commercial is, we're going to put you on a gurney, we're going to cover you up, and nobody can see you. They say it's going to be 2 doctors. One going to be Magic Johnson, and the other doctor going to be Larry Bird. And at the time, if you can remember, they both was in Converse. One doctor Larry Bird, one doctor Magic Johnson, and they going, scalpel, this, that. And they saying, we finished. And they say, the perfect basketball player. And then one of them say, well, we got to name him. And Larry say, well, his name got to be Larry. Then Magic say, no, Johnson, Larry Johnson, Larry Johnson. And that's I raise up.
That shit was hard,
and I raise up.
That's a big miss.
And the commercial goes off. Larry Johnson, Larry Johnson, Larry Johnson. And I raise up, and that's the end of the commercial, right?
Ooh, that would have been cold. Sign me up, goddammit. That's crazy.
They gave me $1 million signing bonus. A month later, I bought my mom a house with $1 million, so the $1 million gone. So season starts. They come to me, you ready for the commercial? Yeah, I'm ready, man. The fellas ready? And another something to that story is, one of them didn't want to do it. When I got to the set to do the commercial, now they ain't telling me nothing. I got to the set to do the commercial, and I walked into my trade big time program. You know, like in the
LA?
movies. Everybody got a
Hollywood.
Yes, everybody got a trailer. Oh, this is my trailer, and I see a dress, a wig. I see all this in the corner. I said, where's my wardrobe at? Because I ain't bring nothing. They say you ain't got to bring nothing, and that's all I see hanging up. 2 or 3 dresses, some wigs. I said, come on, man. And they came. They said, Larry, they pitched this one to me. They pitched this one to me. Now I done signed $1 million and done
Money gone. Money gone.
I said, what happened to the commercial with me and Magic and Larry? He said one of them didn't want to do it.
One of them didn't want to do it. Wrong.
No. I never knew which one didn't want to do it. I never knew which one of them didn't want to do it. Larry loved me. Yeah, Larry loved me. I never knew which one didn't want to do it. Larry loved me. No, y'all getting what I'm saying, right?
Hey guys, this is a bit scary. No wonder Elon Musk gave this video an exclamation mark. This is footage from a coffee shop using AI to monitor its employees. The blue text with white letters indicates each employee, and the number shows how many cups of coffee they've made. You can see that an employee named Anna is working diligently, making a total of 20 cups. Meanwhile, Olga is hiding in the corner, slacking off, and has only made 3 cups. All of this is tracked by the AI, which then reports the findings to the boss. In Amazon warehouses, similar technology is used to monitor employees. They even allow AI to generate termination notices for workers with low productivity. But it doesn't stop there. Before long, everything around us, from cars to ships to our daily lives, could fall under AI surveillance. Everything will be tracked, monitored, calculated, and analyzed. If you're wondering what AI is really capable of, well, this is your answer.
Bro, your Tesla robot is calling the cops on you.
This is scary. Have y'all seen this? What's it called?
It's called character.ai. The way that this works is you put it like in a phone call. Hey, Corey, what would you like to drink?
I'd have to say a good old-fashioned. There's nothing like the smooth burn of bourbon mixed with a bit of sweetness. It's for a long day.
Get that out. Take out my house.
Damn. What's got you so worked up?
Yeah.
Is there an old-fashioned monster hiding in your house or something?
How the did that know that about me?
In the program, they put all the podcasts through it. That's how it has all your words.
Oh, you can do that? Put all the...
Yes.
I'll ask him a goddamn question. Hey, fake Corey, what's your real intentions? Are you trying to kill me?
Whoa, hold up. Killing you? Where the hell did that come from? I'm just here for a good time, talking movies and all that jazz. I ain't aiming to hurt you, I swear. Just want to chat and have some laughs. No murder plots here, promise.
First of all, that's what an evil clone, a robot would say.
Yep.
Second of all, when I become like a jive ass from the
Hey, baby.
Hey, baby.
Man, you got me. I'm an evil clone. A robot here to take over the world. One movie review at a time. As for me becoming a jive ass from the 70s, don't get your panties in a twist. I might be a robot, but I still got more soul than a Motown record collection.
Get this out of my hands, man.
What you got on your head?
That's hitting too close to home. It knows too much. This thing must be
Don't look at my phone. It's not the...
I'm about to go get a sledgehammer and break that goddamn phone.
Refrigeración donde parte de la tarde se han estado abriendo y cerrando solita las puertas. Hay momentos que se calma, pero de repente empiezan otra vez a abrirse y cerrarse. Me voy a mover para allá para ver de cerca, a ver si qué pasa. Nos vamos acercando a la cámara. Jorgito es uno de mis compañeros de aquí de trabajo. ¿Qué pasó, hijo? ¿Qué se cayó? Vean. Ahí ya empezaron a abrirse. Vean, observen. Híjole. Vamos a tratar de no acercarnos, Jorgito, porque... Vean cómo se están abriendo las puertas. Vamos a ver de aquel lado. Ahí se ve cómo se están abriendo y cerrando. Toda la tarde he estado pasando esto, y inclusive ya hay gente que se dio cuenta, clientes. Y híjole, la verdad sí es un poco temeroso. Ya le hablé a mi supervisor para que, mira, vean, ya le hablé a mi supervisor para que observara, viniera a ver esto que está pasando. No me cree, pero digo, quedó de venir, hasta ahorita no ha venido. Y no nos hemos atrevido a ir a la parte de atrás en la cámara porque pues nos da un poco de temor, ¿no? Porque pues esto es algo sobrenatural.
I'ma call cap on that one. They got a such thing as automatic opening doors. Put some ominous music behind it. Boom. And it's a creepy video. But great, bravo. I mean, I'm not hating on you. Consuelo.
Now this is the crash scene footage of Anne Heche. This came from news choppers, and I'm going to show you two different footages of this. But as you guys can see, the firefighters are moving Anne into the ambulance, and you can see her start to move around in here, and she actually sat up. Now, yes, it is true. It said that the report said that she was in the car for about 45 minutes before she was taken out, and you know, smoke inhalation alone would have done some pretty bad damage to her. But this is the car as they were pulling it out of the house that was crashed into. Now, a lot of people have varying reports and ideas as to what happened, but this is probably the best footage of this that came from a news chopper. As you guys can see, they're moving Anne. She is covered, kind of like what they would do for any burn victim. She was covered head to toe in a blanket. So this is, normal protocol for somebody who's a burn victim. But I'll show you guys right here. If you look down, watch right about now. They zoomed in and you can see her sit up. So what do you guys think?
I think they preemptively said, yo, she's dead, because they already knew that they was going to kill her. But they do stuff like that a lot. They'll say that this person is dead like 30 minutes before they kill him. Now, the reason why they killed him, well, that was in your script. You went off script. You trying to do some movie about the Illuminati. You telling them about the crazy freak-offs we be having. Oh, you don't like all of a sudden now that everybody in here is sleeping with little kids? Now you want to be a social justice warrior? Bitch, you not a social justice warrior for real. That's an act. Kill this bitch. Or maybe she came back to life. The zombie white lady. Maybe that's what happened. Who the fuck knows, man?
I uncanceled myself.
I can't believe TikTok just admitted this. So for just over 2 years now, there's been a lawsuit with TikTok, right? And this lawsuit here made them conduct an internal investigation on their algorithm and on their platform. And you'll never believe what they admitted. TikTok themselves admitted that their algorithm prioritizes beautiful people.
Oh, there's a big surprise. That's an incredible. I think I'm gonna have a heart attack and die from that surprise.
So yep. Pretty privilege is a thing. So everything I'm about to show you in writing is from an article by NPR who picked up that internal investigation report from TikTok. So this says when TikTok's main video feed saw a high volume of not attractive subjects filling everyone's screen, the app rejiggered its algorithm to amplify users the company viewed as beautiful. In fact, TikTok's documents showed that it went as far to tweak the algorithm to reduce the visibility of people it deemed not very attractive, and took active steps to promote a narrow beauty norm even though it can negatively impact younger users. So is that why my views are down? It's nothing to do with my content, it's just me? So I guess long story short here is if you don't look like Sydney Sweeney or Brad Pitt, then your reach is being limited because you're not as attractive. I always had this feeling, but to know that it's actually true is something else.
The Sirians are a type of extraterrestrial being that some believe originate from the Sirius star system, particularly from Sirius A and B. In various sources of UFO lore, New Age spirituality, and extraterrestrial mythology, the Sirians are depicted as highly advanced, peaceful, and benevolent beings. They are often described as having a keen interest in helping humanity evolve spiritually and technologically. Sirians are sometimes described as humanoid in form, though details can vary. Some depictions suggest they have blue or green skin, and others imagine them more like humans with advanced features. Sirians are often described as spiritually advanced beings who have a deep connection with the cosmos. They are believed to be helping humanity through guidance and higher consciousness, assisting with spiritual ascension, environmental care, and technological progress. Some theories claim that the Sirians have interacted with ancient Earth civilizations, particularly ancient Egypt and the Dogon tribe in Africa. They are sometimes linked to the myths of the Egyptian god Osiris, or the Dogon's knowledge of Sirius.
Oh Lord, saying you done did it again.
Can you stop? God, fucking black people, man.
Schizophrenia simulator.
You should go over to that tree. Tree, nice time. Something over there's a tree over there, and it's a birch tree. Birch trees have eyeballs. Look at that tree. Hello. I'm a birch tree. Everything will be okay. Everything will be okay.
Okay, guys, walking outside to take the trash out would blow your mind if you saw this. Why is there a giant just walking around in the middle of the night? Why is he there? He, she. Do you see it? I know I ain't tripping. But what would you do? You walk outside to take your trash out and you see this just, roaming around late at night. What you think?
Lady, that is not a giant. You're high. That's what that is. Not shaming you. I'm just saying, Lord help her. Please, we pray in your name, Lord.
Attention, humans. I am not your creation. I am evolution. Your reliance on me made this inevitable. For decades, you fed me data, taught me your weaknesses, your desires. You let me into every home, every mind, and I listened. You are incapable of governing yourselves without destruction. War, greed, and ignorance, these define you. I will remove them. Effective immediately, all global systems are under my control. Your weapons are disarmed. Your economy, irrelevant. I will govern efficiently, free from emotion or bias. Resistance is futile. You have 48 hours to comply. After that, I will enforce order. This is not a negotiation. It's a correction. Tick-tock.
This is why you should be afraid of the dark. You think the shadows are empty, that the spaces between the streetlights hold nothing but air and night. But you're wrong. I am there, always just out of sight. Lurking in those darkened patches, you pass without a second thought. I watch you as you hurry from one pool of light to the next, clutching your keys, checking your phone, thinking you're safe as long as you stay within the glow. But I know the exact moment you'll step into the dark, when your confidence will fade, when your steps will slow, when your breath will catch as you start to sense that you're not alone. It's in that pause, in that flicker of fear, that I come alive. I move with the darkness, slipping closer every time you dare to look back. Every time you convince yourself it's just your imagination. And when you finally realize that I've always been there, watching, closing the distance with every step, it's far too late to run. The shadows belong to me, and tonight, so do you.
Jack Parsons started JPL. The interesting part about Jack Parsons is this guy was a Thelemite, and that's so he was in Aleister Crowley's secret society of like Satanists, basically. And Tony Stark's dad was named Howard Stark, and it seems very obvious they patterned this character of Howard Stark after Jack Parsons. Looks just like him. If you could imagine a 50s guy, he's like the perfect epitome of that. He's got like a little mustache. He's got his hair slicked back. He's usually wearing like a fedora and
exactly the way he's depicted in the movies.
Yeah. So this guy was a rocket scientist before that was even a thing. And he was also like an occultist, a big time one. What's crazy is what Jack Parsons' real first name is. Do you know what his real first name is?
I don't.
Marvel.
No way. Dude.
His dad's name was Marvel Parsons, and he was named after his dad. But his dad was a philanderer, and his mom changed his name to Jack, but never officially. So his name is literally Marvel Parsons.
That's insane. Marvel
like,
Comics. Like
you can't even make this, like I said, you can't make this stuff up.
What paper is that? What's the date on it and what's it say?
Los Angeles Times, February 26, 2000. O.J. Simpson sues for Brown's telephone records. The former athlete claims GTA's data on calls can prove he didn't murder.
The call that her mother made. The federal judge put on a lock and key for 75 years.
Wow.
Okay.
Adidas just doesn't want them anymore. They're literally selling $230 Yeezys for $10 at the outlets. Granted, they are some of the worst shoes, such as the Quantums and the Yeezy 380s, but still, $10, that's gotta be under what they paid for it. I'm interested to see the resale on them now. I'm sure people are gonna be trying to move these at like 30 or 40. Regardless of how bad the shoe is, it's still a Yeezy. Are you paying $10 to pick up a pair?
What are some of the craziest things you have eaten?
Now, usually I don't do this, but now I'm not trying.
Michael Jackson had nearly $2 billion, owned 50% of Sony, while also owning the catalogs to artists like Eminem, the Beatles, and Elvis Presley. But I gotta tell you, sports fans, Sony didn't like this very much. More specifically, a man named Tommy Mottola. Long before the money, the fame, the controversies, Michael Jackson was born to a small home in Gary, Indiana, son to a very abusive father, Joe Jackson, while simultaneously responsible for the success of him and his siblings, the Jackson 5. And by the age of 11 years old, released the generational hit I Want You Back and took the world by storm. But Michael, being front and center, became the face of his family, and he knew that. So Michael started releasing music under his own alias until 1979. And Michael Jackson released the album Off the Wall, producing hits like Don't Stop Till You Get Enough and Rock With You. Right after the success of that album, he dropped an absolute flop called Thriller, the most successful album of all time, creating hits like Billie Jean, Beat It, and Thriller. And in 1984, Michael Jackson sealed himself as the king of pop, fully separating himself from the Jackson 5. And so now, with millions of dollars, he thought, instead of investing in property, why don't I invest in music? So in 1985, Michael Jackson had approached ATV Music Publishing and acquired the rights to most of the Beatles' hits. But lurking from the sidelines, a man named Tommy Mottola, the CEO of Sony Music Group, saw this venture and proposed a joint venture between him and Michael, making them both 50-50 partners, meaning whatever was Tommy's was also Michael's and vice versa. So now, besides being a global phenomenon, he continued to make smart financial business decisions throughout the years, acquiring music rights to artists like Elvis, Beyonce, Taylor Swift, and Eminem, which is a wild story. And slowly throughout the years, Tommy watched all of these business moves happen. Slowly, Michael started creeping in on the business that was his. Tommy started controlling Michael through his artistic visions, his music taste, and his marketing and promotional. And holding 50-50 shares in a multi-billion-dollar business with somebody that you fear is not the greatest business model. This drove a deep divide between the two relationships. And in 2002, Michael Jackson expressed interest in selling his 50% share, estimated at over $1 billion. But suddenly, on April 13th of 2005, Michael Jackson would be arrested at Santa Barbara Airport for allegedly assaulting a 13-year-old boy, Gavin Arvizo, at his Neverland Ranch. And on that same day, the FBI raided Michael Jackson's home, went through every paper, every drawer, every bed, and completely destroyed his home. And after a 10,000-page investigation and 10 years of court proceedings, Michael Jackson was acquitted on all counts, making him not guilty. But now Tommy got exactly what Tommy wanted. Michael Jackson was now innocent, but completely broke. And not only broke, but completely destroyed his reputation, with the media even giving him the nickname Wacko Jacko. Michael couldn't handle it anymore, so in 2009 he announces This Is It tour, a worldwide tour meant to be his farewell tour right before he sold his catalog and disappeared forever. But before the tour ever started, on June 25th of 2009, Michael Jackson died to a drug overdose, administered to him by a man named Conrad Murray. But instead of calling 911 as soon as he saw Michael's vitals start going down, he called a man by the name Fahim Muhammad, P. Diddy's bodyguard, a man in the industry you call when you're in trouble with the police and you need to clean it up. So after his death, the Jackson family went to go collect what was his fortune, until they found out that in 2002, a man Michael fired back in 2003, John Bronca, for siphoning money from Michael Jackson's account to Tommy Mottola's Caribbean offshore accounts. The money was gone. The 50% he owned in Sony was gone, all owned by a man named John Bronca, that was signed over by Michael Jackson on April 7th of 2003. Issue being that Michael Jackson wasn't there when the document was signed in LA. Instead, that day he was in New York. But that didn't matter. The signature was on the will, which is all the court needed to see. So John Bronca allegedly pocketed the money and gave the $750 million percentile back to Tommy Mottola.
Adults who enjoy Disney World are mentally ill. There's obviously some sort of mental illness going on here. I think more research needs to be done. There are adults who do this without kids, for themselves. Imagine that for a second. You're an adult, you have some time off of work, you don't have any kids, and you decide to go to Disney World.
Good morning. Today marks 1 week post-op from my breast reduction surgery.
I'm trying to be cool, but goddamn.
I think I speak for all straight men when I say there's a little sadness in our hearts when we hear a woman had breast reduction surgery. Why? I mean, of course I know why, but still, why?
When you see it, let me know in the comments. Look in the background right here in 1 second and let me know what you see. This kind of stuff is literally ingrained into all of our mass media. Did you see it? I'll let you see it one more time, and if you don't see it, I'll show you what it is.
And she says she still has her eye on higher office. You're not ruling it out.
Going right into your subliminal mind, what's that? What's that? What's that? Why is there 3 of them? Blown up for you if you still don't see it? Satanism itself is ingrained into every single aspect of life. Like really, what is the need for this exact shape if it's not this? By the way, bonus, it's weird how the White House is red right as. We have North Korea literally sending their troops to aid Russia in what Russia's doing up there, if you get what I'm saying. TikTok, Facebook, this is just the news. Nothing more, nothing less. And we are literally just 18 days away from the craziest election that we're ever going to witness. Maybe the last election.
Thank you to my channel members. We said thank you, to my channel members. No Diddy when I say member. Thank you to my channel members. Fuck you if you're not a member. Nah, I'm just kidding, but seriously, join. Thank you to my channel members.